Hey guys, it is I, Kuroninja, and Bakuage Sentai Boonboomger has come to an end. I never really made any videos about Boonboomger, but now that it's over, I feel like I have to talk about it. Anyway, with King Oger being a very intense and fantastical Sentai, I was ready for a break. Boonboomger was a vehicle-themed Sentai, and usually vehicle-themed Sentai like Car Ranger and Go-Onger are very lighthearted. The first half of Boonboomger was very lighthearted about a group of Sentai who are trying to stop an evil team of street racers from collecting gasoline from people's screams. The stakes were low, but I still understood why the Boom Boongers were fighting against the Hashirians. Now let's talk about the characters. Taya Hando is the Red Ranger of the team. He's the one who started the Boom Boongers and invented the Boom Boom cars with the help of Bundorio Boomderas, the mascot character of the season. Taya also has a seemingly unlimited amount of money, which he got with the backing of Raita Naito, the CEO of Lightning Tech. I usually worry about Red Rangers stealing the spotlight from the rest of their team, especially because there are no good Red Rangers in Super Sentai. Fortunately, most of the spotlight is focused on Mira, the Pink Ranger of the team. Mira does a good job as a stand-in for the audience. The reason I like Mira's character arc is the same reason I like idols and professional wrestling. Throughout the show, I got to see Mira develop from her introduction where she gets caught in the middle of Taya's delivery to seeing her taking the wheel for herself and becoming a core member of the team. That seems to be a major theme for this season, but I'll talk more about it later. The other Boom Boongers are interesting in their own way, but my favorite member of the Boom Boongers is Sakito Homura, the sixth ranger of the Boom Boongers, also known as Boon Violet. I already made a video about him, so if you want to hear my thoughts on him, you can watch that video. What makes him interesting is how he acts as a foil to Taya. He doesn't have that much money, so he does more mercenary jobs, and he also doesn't care about the earth. But he joins the Boom Boongers anyway, because his partner Boon D has a connection with Boom Boom, and he's drawn to conflict. Boon Violet may be my favorite Boom Boonger, but Shirabe Saibu is one of my favorite characters. She's first introduced as a special investigator in the ISA who is sent to investigate the Boom Boongers, but later warms up to them. What a lot of you don't know is that her actress, Hashiasume Atsuko, was a former member of the alternative idol group Bish, and ever since she became a member of that group, she has never been seen without her glasses. The villains of this season are the Hashirian, an organization of evil street racers who want to make people scream so they can collect gasoline. The first villains we were introduced to were the Sunseaters and Madrex, but in the second quarter, Madrex was replaced by Cannonborg, who was less direct in fighting the Boom Boongers. I didn't see these villains as much of a threat, and that was okay because I was watching a lighthearted show. But everything changed with the third quarter and the introduction of Disrace. Disrace is different from the previous generals of the Hashirian. He is introduced as a character who cares about collecting gasoline in the most efficient ways, but his real intrigue comes from his connection with Genba, the Orange Ranger. It's revealed that Genba is an alien from a planet known for its procurement services before it was taken over by the Hashirian, and the group in charge of its invasion was led by Disrace. This is where the Hashirian's more sinister side is revealed. They're not just collecting gasoline, they're conquering other planets to do it. The fourth and final quarter is where the Boom Boongers went face to face with the leader of the Hashirian, Waruido Spindo. Before he was introduced, there was a lot of speculation. I predicted that he would be a living garage or a big rig who feeds on gasoline, but I don't think anyone was expecting him to be based on Michael Jackson. It turns out he was working with the director of the ISA and Lightning Tech to slowly integrate the Hashirians into Earth and take over. This plot point could be based on some worries people had over overseas corporations taking advantage of Japan's economy and potentially buying out Japanese companies in late 2024. But that's just my hypothesis. I'm not gonna pretend I know the writer's intentions. Anyway, I have finished watching the end of Boom Boonger. There was a lot of setup, such as Ishiro turning on the Boom Boongers and rejoining the ISA, and Waruido Spindo also powered up and finished off Boom Boom, who he has connections expectations with. Unfortunately, I think the ending was a bit unsatisfying. A lot of fights and confrontations felt rushed, and Shirabe didn't even get to transform, which is something a lot of people were hoping for. Waruido Spindo also did the humans are the real bad guys speech that I've gotten tired of. The fight Boon Blue had earlier with Grant's Risk was way better in my opinion. It does feel like Boonboomger didn't have enough time for the higher powers to write the ending they wanted, so they had to rush some things and go for a safe ending. I did mention earlier that going into Boonboomger I was ready for a lighthearted season, but the third and fourth quarters raised the stakes and my expectations for the ending. If there's anything I liked about Boonboomger as a whole though, it's that the focus on the Rangers was evenly balanced and Taya didn't steal the spotlight from his teammates. I also like the message of taking the wheel for yourself. Boonboomger also made me care about a mascot character in Sentai, probably for the first time in ages. Anyway, that is all for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, I have nothing to do with Kuroninja.